This is News Now. I am Perpetua Fasamipita. Vice President OSINBAJO says the federal government will implement the recommendations of the 2022 Trafficking in Persons report released on July 19. He said this would mean scaling its efforts in prosecution, prevention, protection, policy and partnership. OSINBAJO said this at the 2022 World Day Against Human Trafficking event organized by the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, in conjunction with the International Center for Migration Policy Development. In his address on the theme Use and Abuse of Technology, OSINBAJO, who was represented by the Deputy Chief of Staff to the President, Adeola Ikbayi, said the recommendations will be studied and implemented. The Vice President, who commended NAPTIP and its partners for their work, also noted that the government is playing its part at the policy level. The World Health Organization (WHO) and the United Nations Children's Fund (Unicef) have stated over 70% of Nigerian children are denied the nutritious benefits of breast milk in their formative years. The developments, they said, result in a high rate of stunting among children under the age of 5 years, which is about 35%. The UNICEF Executive Director, Catherine Russell, and WHO Director General, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, made this known in a joint statement on the occasion of World Breastfeeding Week with the theme, Step Up for Breastfeeding, Educate and Support. The global body stated that breastfeeding not only guarantees a safe, nutritious and accessible food source for babies and young children, but also offers a powerful line of defense against disease and all forms of child malnutrition, including wasting. They called on the government to allocate increased resources to protect, promote and support breastfeeding policies and programs, especially for the most vulnerable families living in emergency settings. The Nigerian Navy has handed over a vessel loaded with an unspecified quantity of diesel and 5 suspects to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The base operation officer of the Nigerian Navy Ship Victory, Lieutenant Commander Clement Ayogu, handed over the vessel and the suspects to an assistant superintendent of EFCC from the Uyo zone, Mr. Young Inainfe, on Tuesday. The Navy said the suspects are 4 Nigerians and a Venezuelan national. Ayogu said that the handover was done on behalf of the NNSB commander, Commodore Ifeanyi Bala, as directed by the Flag Officer Commanding Eastern Naval Command, Rear Admiral Ibrahim Dewu. He explained that the arrest was made in relation to the Operation Dakatada Barawo, which the Navy inaugurated to fight illegal bunkering and crude oil theft. Dewu said the vessel named Edidio AJ and the suspects were arrested on July 20, 2022 by men of the NNSB on patrol at the Calabar Channel. A Nigerian man has tested positive for monkeypox in Delhi, the Indian capital. His case brought the total number of infected people in the Asian country to 6. According to Indian officials, the 35-year-old is a Delhi resident and has no recent international travel history. He is the second person in Delhi to test positive for the infection. The unnamed Nigerian has been admitted to the Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Hospital run by the government of Delhi. He had been suffering from blisters and a fever for the past 5 days, and his samples were sent to the Pune-based National Institute of Virology, NIV. It was learned that the report, which arrived Monday evening, confirmed he was positive. It was further learned that 2 suspected monkeypox patients of African origin have also been admitted to the LNJP hospital. The World Health Organization, WHO, recently declared the monkeypox virus a global health emergency. And moving on, gunmen suspected to be Fulani herdsmen on Sunday night wiped out a family of 8 people in Col village of Wang district in Jos South local government area of Plateau State. The attackers, who struck at about 7 p.m., also inflicted gunshot injuries and machete cuts on women and children. It was learned that the family was preparing to go to bed at about 7:30 p.m. when the gunmen invaded the house and wiped them out. Those who were killed include Pam Gyang, his wife, and 6 children, and they were all buried in one grave. A traditional ruler, Gwom Chogwe, their auto smeared Kwon Manduk, who confirmed the incident, said 8 people were killed and others sustained gunshot injuries. The publicity secretary of Berom Youth Molders Association, BYM, Rwang Tengwang, called on security agencies to safeguard the vulnerable communities for further invasion and arrest the perpetrators to give justice. Following the closure of continuous voter registration CVR on July 31, the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC has revealed that over 12,298,944 Nigerians had completed online and in-person registration to obtain personal voters cards, PVCs, that's permanent voter cards. This was made known in a statement detailing statistics of registration issued by Rotimi Oyèkánmi, Chief Press Secretary to the INEC chairman. The Commission said on its official social media handle that of those completed their registration, 8,784,677 were youths, 2,430,709 middle-aged, 956,017 elderly, while 127,541 are old. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has signed into law the anti-grazing bill to tackle farmer-herders clashes and ensure peace and security across the state. The governor at a security meeting in Edo Central said there is now a law in the state prohibiting open grazing in Edo State.
We have set up a new forestry commission and updated our forestry laws that have not been updated in more than 50 years. We are currently in discussions with the Federal Ministry of Environment and some other stakeholders to begin recruiting and training the first set of the new forest police, as we will call them, to support the activities of all the other security agencies. In terms of squatters in markets, we are going to enforce the local government laws, which stipulates that the local governments are the only ones entitled to register markets and shut down illegal markets, because part of the intelligence we've received is that people now live in motor parks and markets, and that is where some criminal activities are planned.
16 lives were lost in the early hours of Tuesday in a crash involving a white bus with registration number KTN 262YJ and an articulated truck along Alaro City in Ekpe. While confirming the incidents, the State Public Education Officer Route Commander Olabisi Shonusi said 5 other persons were injured were taken to the hospital by FRSC rescue team. Route Commander Shonusi also confirmed that 2 people were rescued without any form of injuries. The route commander said the crash occurred about 3 a.m. due to impaired visibility as a result of reckless driving within the construction corridor, while advising motorists to avoid all forms of road crashes. Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Corps, Lagos Sector Command, Corps Commander Olusegun Ogunbimide called on Nigerians to avoid night journey because of impaired visibility. He also admonished the motoring public to always observe construction signage and speed limits at construction areas. The sector commander also commiserated with the families of the deceased while wishing them the injured quick recovery.